Hey, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today to sit there and see what we all have cooking. Well, grab a hold of that vine, swing on in my kitchen, and let's get cooking. Good looking. Today, I'm going to sit there and show you how to make your very own better than bouillon French onion soup base. So be sure to grab a hold of that vine and swing right on into my kitchen so we can get cooking. Good looking. Hey there, good looking. I'm so glad that you came to my kitchen today for another canning video. And today I'm going to sit there and show you how I make my very own better than bouillon French onion soup base. See the side commentator back there, I tell you, he gets me so flustered at times. Okay, so what we're gonna be needing is 4 cups of water. Well, I don't have the water out here. You're gonna be needing bay leaves. You're gonna be needing some of the roasted beef base because French onion soup is made with a beef base. You're gonna be needing I'll say about 6 good sized onions. You're gonna be needing some, I put a little bit of celery seed in mine, red wine vinegar, some mirin, and if you don't have mirin, go ahead, use some white wine, and then I also use some balsamic vinegar. So I'm gonna sit there, take my basket of onions, and I'm gonna take the peels off. We're gonna slice them up. Now, when you're taking the peels off of your fruits and stuff, go ahead, save these because they make excellent vegetable broth. And especially if you want to can up some vegetable broth, save it. That is very essential. Just like the root system of the onions, just get a large Ziploc baggie, and every time you have vegetable scraps and whatnot, throw it right in there. And when you have a full Ziploc baggie, it's time to make your vegetable stock. So I'm gonna sit there, get the skins off of my onions, put them all in a bag. I'm going to show you a neat way of cutting up the onions. So we'll be back when I'm all done slicing them onions up. I have my onions all de-skinned. Now, let me grab my knife. And I'm just gonna push these just over, and we'll grab one. And now I just like to slice it down the middle as such. Put that off to the side. Bring this, not in the camera view, are you? Okay. What I did, I sliced it just down the middle, put one slice off over on the side, put this other side down. Now we're gonna keep the root part intact. So my non-dominant hand, I always sit there and I hold on to the root end while I just sit there and just slice the rest of this onion all up. And you know what? This little root end, I save and I throw it in the stock pile with all the skins because we're gonna make vegetable stock with all this. Don't throw all this stuff away. And guess who's gonna be reappearing this year again? Fabio! Yay! Oh, and I forgot to tell you all. This last fall, Fabio got a little brother. His name is Fabian. But we got him doing something else, so we're gonna sit there and we're gonna show you Fabio while we're sitting there making this better than bouillon French onion soup base. So all these sliced up slices of onion I'm gonna put inside of our jam and jelly maker, and we'll be right back. And don't worry, if you don't have a jam and jelly maker like I do, go ahead, get out a saucepan and put your onions in. You just want something that's gonna hold all of your sliced up onions along with 4 cups of water. So keep that in mind. A Dutch oven works great. If you have a large saucepan, go ahead and use that. Or if you have a Fabio like I do, a Fresh Tech jam and jelly maker, go ahead and grab that and use that. We have our onions down in. Now I'm going to sit there and just add a tablespoon of oil. I don't want to sit there and have any more than that. And now, one of the secret ingredients to making this is adding about, I'll say, a teaspoon of baking soda. Trust me. I know it sounds odd, but trust me, add that. Now, I'm just gonna come down here, I'm gonna push jam, and I'm gonna increase the time. We always can stop it, but I'm gonna increase the time to 30 minutes. I'm gonna push enter, and we're gonna let the machine do its little job. Now, I'm also gonna sit there and place my cover on. Now, my knob broke, but that doesn't bother me. And I'm also gonna sit there and add a good pinch of pepper and a good hearty pinch or 2 of salt. Now I'm using kosher salt. We put the cover back on. We're gonna sit there and let these all sweat out and soften up.
Just a feeling.
Life isn't always simple, but here's something that is. Hard, healthy California walnuts. So simple, so good.
I tried everything.
My jam and jelly maker has now sounded off. I'm gonna remove the cover. Oh my goodness. Doesn't that look good? Now, let's carry on with this canning video. While this is in the cool down stage, I have my 4 cups of water. Let's go ahead, add that all to the jam and jelly maker. I'm gonna add 2 bay leaves. That's a half one, I want a full one. Okay. Then we're gonna sit there and add 1/8 cup of sugar. Now, if you don't have any of this Better Than Bouillon roasted beef base on hand right now because of the pandemic that we're all facing, and you may be running out of things, or let's say you have a beef bouillon in the powdered form, go ahead, use a powdered form. That's perfectly fine. But you're gonna be needing it to make or to equal the 4 cups of water. So whatever way you go, just get it to match the 4 cups of water. So I'm gonna go ahead and add mine. Now I'm gonna sit there and grab the celery seed. I'm gonna go with 1/8 teaspoon of the celery seed. Okay, you're gonna want 1/3 cup of the cooking wine or mirin. Well, I have some of the red cooking wine, so I'm just gonna use up the last little bit that I do have here. And whoa, just made it. Add the 1/3 cup. Okay, we're gonna need 1/8 cup of balsamic vinegar. So I'm gonna get that ready. And then I'm gonna grab my red wine vinegar. Let's go ahead and add our red wine vinegar. Now, I'm just gonna sit there and make sure that glob of bouillon that I put in there doesn't remain a big old blob, and it's not. So I'm just gonna sit there and push down the rest of these onions that are up on the wall, and then we're gonna come down here and we're just gonna sit there and run our jam and jelly maker through another cycle. And now kind of give it a taste to see if it may need any more salt or pepper. It needs more pepper. And I'm gonna give it just a little bit of salt as well. Now I'm gonna stir that in, grab another spoon, and we're gonna give it another taste test. So let's give it another taste test. Okay, yeah. Now, we're gonna turn this on. We're gonna run it through 1 or 2 jam cycles with the cover off. What we wanna do is have all this goodness reduce down. Let's turn it on. The jam and jelly maker sounded off. Now it's going to go through the cool down period. As you see, the French onion has somewhat reduced, but we wanted to reduce a lot more. So we're going to let the Fresh Tech jam and jelly maker go through the cool off period. We're going to run it through another 30 minutes, and we're going to sit there and see where we're at. We want to sit there and have this super condensed. Okay, it cooled down. Now again, come down here. I'm going to increase the time to 30 minutes. We're going to run it through. Like I said, we're just reducing it to where it's a really nice, thick, condensed, and packed full of lots of flavor in a small amount, like what we get in the Better Than Bouillon bases that we all buy. Basically, that's what we're doing with this. We're reducing it all down, and we're turning it to one powerful little packed flavor bomb. So I'll see you after this has gone through another cycle, and we'll see if we need to take it through another one. It sounded off. It's in the cool down stage again. And from what I see, I'm going to run it one more jam cycle. And we're just going to start it all back up. And like I said, we're just going to keep reducing it until it gets nice and thick for us. Oh yeah. Do you see that luscious goodness? I mean, let's just show you. It's starting to thicken up real nice, but not quite thick enough yet to where I like it. So I'm gonna let the jam and jelly maker do another round, and we'll be back after that one as well. So let's push the jam button on, and let's increase the time. Okay, it's still in the cool off period, but while it's in this little cool off period, I'm gonna grab the bay leaves out. We're gonna discard them because they've done their job. I mean, look at that.
No!
Hey, George, watch this. Yum! I must say, I'm gonna love having that on my pantry shelf. Hit the jam button, increase the time to 30 minutes, hit enter, and I'll see you in 30. The jam and jelly maker sounded off. Now I'm going to take you in for a big old close-up. Ooh, look at how concentrated that's getting. That's how we want ours to be. But I want mine a little condensed more, like what I'm used to seeing in, let me grab it, these jars of Better Than Bouillon. Now, I know they don't have a French onion one out there, but I am making my own because I like how this one that I've been working on has turned out. So you know what time it is. It's Henry VIII time it is.
Oh no.
Second verse, same as the first. Hit that jam button, increase the time to 30 minutes, hit enter, and away we go. I'll see you at the end of this jam session. Okay, it sounded off. Now I'm gonna go grab a fork. Because I'm just gonna scoop up some. I hope I'm in shot. And look, I have the fork sideways. And it's still holding on. Now, that's how much I want you guys to reduce it. When you can sit there, grab a fork, pick some up, and it's still holding. Well, there just dripped some. I gotta sit there and say, oh, there goes some more. And this is all warm and hot yet. So, I mean, that's what I mean when I say we're gonna condense it. Just like what it is, you know, the Better Than Bouillon is in these jars here. It's all condensed. And that's what I want you to do with yours. I mean, and a little bit will go a long ways. Now, I'm gonna go find some 4-ounce canning jars or jelly jars, and that's what I'm going to be placing my Better Than Bouillon French onion soup base in. Okay, let's get it inside. Alright, let's jar this bad boy all up now. I am so happy. I'm a little happy camper right now because I just love this stuff. I love it on a hamburger, mixed in the raw hamburger meat before you make up a hamburger patty. Oh my God. Well, enough of the jabbering. I have myself a 4-ounce jelly jar. I have my canning funnel right here. I have the debubbler. I have my canning lid, my canning ring. I have my ladle. I have my paper toweling that's been dipped in vinegar. Now, I'm just gonna go right on in. Grab some of that goodness, bring it down on in, grab some more, maybe not quite as much. Let's go ahead. Debubble. I could put more in there, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna bring that spoonful back. And look, if you thought that my onions were gonna be disintegrated to nothing, no. And one of the secrets is because of that baking soda that I had you add in the beginning. Okay, we debubbled. We're gonna leave about 1/4 inch headspace. Now, I like leveling this all out of my jar. Just put this stuff right in here. I have my paper toweling. We're gonna sit there, run the paper toweling around the rim of our jars. We're gonna grab our canning lids, grab your canning ring, finger tighten on, and now off to the canner it goes. Off to the pressure canner these babies go. Process them for 75 minutes. And there you go. That's how easy it is to sit there and make your very own Better Than Bouillon French onion soup mix. So if you liked what you saw here today, please hit that like button. And while you're down there hitting the like button, go up, hit that subscribe button. It's not going to cost you anything. And that way, you're never going to miss out for another canning video that may be coming your way. So, until then, it's time for me to say goodbye. But before I go, here's to happy canning, but better yet, happy eatins'. Y'all come back now, you hear?